Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Jack and Glenn channel. I'm Glenn, and this is my wife, Jackie. And I got to laugh over here, but I hope everybody's doing well on this great Memorial Day weekend. And we got Talisa's in the house. Talisa, what's up?
Hey, y'all. Hey, miss y'all much. Miss y'all much.
We miss you. We miss you as well. We miss you as well. Talking about Married at First Sight, we finally get a full decision day.
Yeah.
And we still got like more episodes to go, but nonetheless, we're going to talk about Decision Day and talk about this episode and past decisions that people made on Married at First Sight. So, Talisa, you ain't been here for with it, so I'm going to let you go ahead and get on your sandbox. And we're going to start. I'm actually want to start with this one, and we're going to talk about this, probably talk about this for a while. Kirsten and Shaq, what are your thoughts?
Listen, okay, so I was shocked when she said yes to start with. When she said yes, I was like, but girl, you don't like him. You never liked him. You've been tolerating him. You've been, just giving him the blues. You said that you wasn't your spark. Like when you said that there was a spark, I believed you. Like, okay, if there's no spark, then you're not gonna move forward. You're gonna call it quits. She was kind of like very demanding the whole time. So for her to say yes when she was like, I want to continue, I was like, but why? You didn't like him. You didn't like him. And the things that he said that he wanted, you thought were an issue. Like you said, he was a little sensitive for you. So I was really expecting you to say no, but really surprised at the fact that Shaq said no. Like he made a decision for himself and stuck with it. You could tell that he was on the fence and wanted to say yes, but said no because he said he felt alone in that relationship. I kind of feel like she said the same thing too, like a little while. Remember, I don't know, a couple episodes ago when they showed us like glimpses of him coming in the house, same time when she said the spark, coming in the house and there was no like he wouldn't interact with her. It was silence in the house. It felt awkward. So it seemed like she would have said no because they were both two people just cohabitating in the same space. Took you about 5-6 weeks before you kissed him and let him smell you or anything. So I was just really surprised, but really glad that Shaq was like, I feel alone. What I want. You're not gonna give me the support my mama gives that my mama gives me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I felt. I felt like at least he understood that she was not a nurturer and that I don't want to waste any more of your time or mine. I'm gonna keep that other thought that I had in my head alone. I'm gonna let y'all go over to J-Dub and let him have his conversation. I'm gonna keep all those thoughts to myself. But the fact of the matter, I'm just really proud of him. Just for being like, I choose me. I choose not to be unhappy. I choose not to be pushing myself and pushing you to want to like me. And we ain't got it. It's no spark. We kind of low key Arris and Jasmine. We low key them. Am I missing something?
Nah, you're not missing much. I just didn't like, and I said it on a video that I did. I just didn't like the way he started out, right? And the way he started out, he was trying to make the excuse. It is a little static. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Let me see what I can do to fix that real quick. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Let me go off here real quick. A little technical stuff. Let me see what I can do.
I think you fixed it.
Now I'm about to
do some fancy stuff. Y'all know he fancy. Y'all didn't know he was fancy.
Right. How about now? Is that better?
Yeah, you sound really, really good.
All right, I had to fix I had too many microphones on. Okay. But I just didn't like the way he started out because he was like, yo, it's hard for me to be a man. It's difficult for me to man up to your standards. And I'm like, as a man, when I heard that, I'm like, dude, you making excuses. I'd rather him just came out from the beginning and say, you know what? I felt alone. I felt like you're doing this, that, and the other. But the way he started was like he was about to give her a whole bunch of crap. And I don't, when a guy says it's hard for me to step up, well, dog, you signed up for a Married at First Sight show. You knew 8 weeks and going into it, it was going to be difficult. You knew that you may not get somebody that you were going to like. You may thought you had somebody that you wasn't going to be spend the rest of your life with. And I understand that. But when you start out, it's difficult as a man for me to step up to try. Dog, that's what men do. Marriage is fluid. Things change in marriage. You know, whether it's women having kids, women having miscarriages, whether you have kids, no kids, losing a job. As a man, sometimes you step up every day because every day is different in a marriage. You know, wife having a bad day, you having a bad day. You step up, making sure that things are done. Then he really said, and you know, then he really got to what the meat of the matter was, that he fell alone. I just didn't like the beginning. He was going to give her some fluff, and I'm like, man, don't give her no fluff. If you're going to be honest, let's be honest. But she, you know, for the way that she took it, to me, it seemed like he had been giving her some fluff the whole time because she took it hard. Like for her to say yes, like what are you telling her up to decision day to make her, like you said, she was always no, I'm not attracted to you. Took a long time to kiss. So what did you do leading up to decision day to make this woman say yes? Because she said yes before she even knew his answer. So I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, do she really see a possibility? Is he giving her something to say that is going to work out? Even to the fact that she was willing to introduce him to her family. We know that she said before, I'm not going to introduce him to my family unless I believe that it's going to last longer than 8 weeks. So that's why I was like, you know what?
But it took her so long. It took her so long. Like everything was so drawn out and long. And yes. I feel like she never said to him, we need to last beyond the 8 weeks. Like you, I think she might have vocalized it one time, but I didn't think that she really emphasized it. Right. And you know, and if we waiting all this long, you know, we know that they were intimate, but how often? You know, you feeling like there was no spark, there was no this. I just feel like, and I kind of like that he said, because she do seem like, because I'm gonna keep it a band. You telling me that I have to buy the house? You want to upgrade from Mercedes to a Lamborghini? I am never going to make you happy. I think that that's really the crux of it all. Not that he couldn't step up because she wanted to control everything, but the stuff that she wanted, he felt like at this particular juncture in their life, he was not going to be able to ascertain that. There was no way I'm going to live to this standard. And I'm not going to break my back and be sad because you ain't going to support me in my job, which is going to help me buy the things for you. I don't mean to cut you off, Glenn. You know I love you.
You always good because you give a different perspective, and you know, and I understand that. But as a guy, sometimes she gives an expectation, and this is where the communication comes in, which takes longer than 8 weeks. Yeah. If he can say, you know what, I can't buy you the house now. All right, I can't get you the Mercedes right now. But look, as we continue to grow in this marriage, and as we continue to work, the Mercedes may come, the house that you want may come. So I'm willing to work together. In other words, let's step up this thing together to get this. But coming out of gate 8 weeks, I'm not buying this for you. I might not even know your credit score. I might not even know what kind of money you make, right? But again, those are the type of things. I just didn't like the fact that, like, okay, you're looking. Let's go forward and look at how do you, as a husband, try to step up and do some things that your wife may want you to do. I think it's always obtainable. It's just how do we get there? We're not going to get there overnight. We may, and then you sit there and have a game plan, because the way she was coming in was like, it's my game plan on the highway. Well, what he never did was say, you know what, you're married. I know she had a church finger out, right? Now, like, you're married and let's work on this thing together. And that's my issue with Married at First Sight. Like, they should have a development plan, husband and wife. Like, what are our plans? You saw with Nicole and Chris. Nicole kept bugging Chris, like, where we moving at? Because she wanted to develop a plan. Go ahead.
But I was going to say, along with what Talisa was saying, I would have preferred it if he said, I can't provide, I don't feel like I could provide those things for you. You know, to say I can't be the man that you want. You can't, you probably could if you tried. You know what I'm saying? If it's just behaviors, not material things. You know, I felt like for him to say, he should have just said, I'm not going to be that man. Like, you're not going to be no stay-at-home wife with me. You're not going to have no 7-bedroom house and how many bathroom house. Like, with this, if that's all you're looking for from me, that's not what I want out of this. I would have, say that. I would have preferred him to say that. If it's about materialistic things, if you're looking for the 6-7 figure type, that, like, if that's what you're saying a man is, then no, I'm not going to meet that. But what I can do is I can love you. What I can do is I can provide for you. What I can do is, you know what I mean? That's the problem that I when you said that, I was like, that's the problem I had with it too. It's like, say that I can't be that man, or I can be that, but just not right now. It's like, you know, is that all you want from me? Because I'm not gonna be the man to just provide for you materialistically. That's not gonna be me. So
Yeah.
that's the problem I had with it. And then I think she did move slow through the process. She did. I think she got there though. And so she was looking to go there some more. She did move slow. And this is not Married at First Sight. Well, how many times have we been through this? It's not slow. If you're gonna be the slow person, like it takes me a long time to warm up with somebody. This is not for you. This is not for you. You got to dive head first. You know, and if you're not to dive head first, and she definitely didn't dive head first.
Yeah,
it took her a while to get there. Almost, you know, too long, too little, too late. And so she was very pouty
all the time.
But I mean, especially when he said no, she was like, "What? You can say no to me?" After I say it, which I can understand, because she's like, "I'm putting myself out there to say yes." So like, you could say yes. And then I'm like, I always say this: there is no way on God's green earth that we going into decision day, hey, you gonna surprise me. I promise you, I'm gonna turn the table over.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was expecting her to be a little more upset than she was. And I was with him crying. What is you crying for? Like,
right.
I'm the one that should be crying and saying, right. You can see that she got her eyes got a little like teary-eyed from shock and surprise. Sir, you came in here talking about you didn't know if you was gonna break my heart. You knew you was finna do that. You knew, and I have every right to be upset and tell you not to talk to me. I don't call me. You didn't want me, you know. And I feel like with Kirsten, she needed to feel desired.
Yes.
She needed to feel desired.
Yes.
And I get that, because I realized before I didn't have to feel like I need to feel like you finna like, oh my God, there she is. Oh, the sun and the moon and the stars just set with my wife. Now my husband did that to me. That's his fault. I'm gonna say it's his fault, because the sun and the moon and the stars rose and set with me. But I feel like that's what she needed. She needed him, because when she was like walking out the what was it, the night before decision day, you know, when they have to separate, and she was like, you're leaving. I'm gonna pause because Kingston's calling. I don't hear what they want.
But I think they both wanted the same thing. She wanted the attention and she wanted to be needed. And he wanted the attention and wanted to be needed, but it was in different ways.
Right.
She wanted the affection of the hugs, the kisses. He wanted the affection of her being there and being present in his moment, and appreciation and the appreciation of what he's doing. They both wanted the same thing, but in different aspects, in different ways. And I think they couldn't see how they could give it to each other in that way. And I think she did, and I'm going to respond to Rhonda real quick. She's much more than Big Button Smile. You saw some of the walls come down, you know, to the point that she went from not kissing him to having sex with him. That's, to me, I think that's a wall coming down. Didn't want him to touch her. He was able to rub paint off her body. Didn't want her to be around his family, and she was able to introduce him to his father. So I saw some of those walls come down. I think when Dad said, you know what, I really like this dude, helped with her yes. You know, I think that helped with her yes. Her father actually being now we know we can go into the whole thing about the dad, but it's something about a daddy's girl when your daddy said, you know what, I like this guy, you know. And so I think that was kind of helped bring her walls down as well. And you can see her kind of try. She moves slow, like you said, and then she's not what's the word I'm looking for? She has some accountability in this as well.
Oh, absolutely.
And the accountability in this as well. Sometimes I was talking to a friend about this. Sometimes women feel like men don't have emotions and feelings. And when a guy does have emotion and feelings, some people want to call him soft, whatnot. There's some guys who really need affirmation. You know what? I need to know that at least if nobody else supports me, I need to know that my wife thinks I'm doing a great job. Because I see you every day. I hear from you every day. I need you to tell me the truth. And that's what Shaq needed. He needed to know that she was in his corner, whether that was being at a convention, whether that was being, just saying, go forth, baby, do whatever case may be, have your fun, do what you need to go, is all that. So that's what she needed. That's what he needed. So, and she was, I don't know, we didn't see her giving that much to him, And I don't know if that's because of editing or he didn't have any other events, but that's what she kind of need. He needed that. He needed the presence, and she needed the words and the feelings.
I feel like Married at First Sight. I say it all the time about love languages. I feel like they should do as part of their assessment, what their love language is, figure out what that is, and they should be asking them to share that with one another and also tell them what the hell that means. Because just because my love language is quality time doesn't mean that if I give him my love, which I normally do, I share my love with people with quality time. If that's not their love language, they're going to be like, she don't love me. I've had people tell me, I didn't think you loved me because I didn't understand that their love language was words of affirmation. You know, and the moment I started affirming them, then they were like, oh my God, the world revolves around you. Then that was a bit too much. Okay. But I agree, Glenn, with the fact that, how about I just lost it? Oh, about the whole being sensitive. You know, women, when we want a man that's open, vulnerable, and sensitive, and then when we get him, he like, yo, you cry too much, right? That's normally what ends up happening. No, go ahead and cry. Let me see you cry, because for me, that's an actual emotion that you're emoting that I can recognize outside of anger. Go ahead and let me see that. Like, I'm not that woman, dear future bays with an S. I'm not that woman. Please feel free to open up and, you know, shed a tear and, you know, expound on your joy or whatever it is. I want to see it. And I wish more women would be that way, be more accepting of that, have that safe space for you to be able to cry. But I'm still with her like, yo, you shouldn't be crying. What? Why you hurt?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, I know it's an emotional situation, but suck it up, because I'm over here angry. I could punch you in your face. I say
it in your no. I think that's why she was like, "Why are you crying? If you would say it with your chest. If you mean no, say no."
Stand 10 toes down, as Jasmine said about Arris. Stand 10 toes down.
Right.
Yes.
But
yes.
he couldn't just. He was wishy-washy. Even when he talked to the friend, he like, well, I think about it. We might be able to get back together later on. Like,
not
bro,
with her.
Like, you ain't read the room.
Ain't no way
with her. You ain't
gonna
embarrass me.
You ain't gonna embarrass me on national television and expect me to go back with you. I mean, you got to run through all those emotions in her head. Like, she kind of like, I let you in. I let you into my family. I could have kept my 10 toes down when I said, you know what, wasn't gonna let you meet my family until after the show, and you embarrassed me. You let me. You broke my heart. But he still had mixed feelings. I don't know. I mean, Shaq had some. He was, again, I do believe it took him up to the last minute to make a decision. But if she would, that was nothing that got me. If she was willing to try, how come he wasn't at least willing to try?
I thought that he would have said. I honestly thought he would have said yes, so that they could continue to try. I honestly did. I was really shocked at his no. That whole pause, I was like, and then they cut it off. I was like, I know this NIGGA ain't finna say no. I know he ain't finna say no. That's
the same thing I said.
I know he ain't finna say no. And I would pass the cow. That's the best you gonna ever get. And Graham Cracker, do I think Shaq wants a woman or a mentee? I wish I had eyelashes on so that you could see as I just blink my eyes. Okay. I think he wants the best of both worlds. I honestly think, you know, that he could possibly he might be fluid and want the best of both worlds.
And it might have been a struggle at one point in his life.
Right, might have been. So I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna let him decide what it is that he wants. Yeah, because everybody knows that he made that she was the best thing that he was gonna get. That she was accepting him as he was, whatever that was. She was willing to work on it and accepting him for who he was in that moment. And I just feel like, you know, if he regrets it, that's on him. You know what I'm saying? I want them to skip all this extra 3 episodes or whatever they got going on, so I can get to the decision day with Messy Kevin, and Messy Kevin can ask all the questions, please and thank you.
I feel like he did. He almost instantaneously regretted it. I feel like he did. He was like, ugh. When he says, you know, maybe we will have a chance, like you said, read the room. No, sir. No, nah. What you should have did was you should have did an Alexis. You should have said yes right there. And then if you change your mind later, that day even.
But that's one thing about Married at First Sight. To me, it's like, not that I want to stay married forever. I want to stay married.
That's it right
I want
there.
to stay married after these 8 weeks.
It's supposed to be like that, but it's you really not. We're not saying it to forever. Right. We're not. We're saying it to no call days, no cameras all in the house.
Right.
You know, that's what we're doing. And I'm saying yes to let me go. Let's for real do it regular life.
Let's normalize
Let's do it real life. Yeah. And let me see.
Let normalize the situation. Normalize the situation.
I mean, what season we on? 20? What is this? What episode? 16? Season 16? Something that's a lot. Okay, it's a double digit. And these people didn't seen this before, so you would think that you would know what conversations to have when the production leaves. Okay, maybe production is, puppeting y'all while you're in front of us, but the conversation should be, if we say yes, if we're getting along well enough, we should say yes to see what it looks like outside of the cameras. How do you feel? Like those are conversations you should have. And I don't know which one of y'all said it over there in the comments, but you're right. He was feeding, I think it was D. He was feeding her something to make her say yes. He was feeding her something that made her say yes. And so that's also probably why she was shocked. Like, I know you fucking lying. Excuse me. I know, you know what I mean? Like we sat here and talked about it, even though we left out the door talking about we unsure, but that's what everybody say. Even Kristen, what's her face? Nicole, right. I don't know that's what you say. You don't go leaving the door talking about, I'm all in.
I try. Yeah, that's the thing. Shocking. The other thing I want to bring up with them, and as before we move on, is what the comments you said and Pastor Cal said. A lot of people really felt some type of way when Pastor Cal said that's the best he ever going to get. People was like,
it looks like Latia feel that way too.
Yeah, people like, how can you say that's the best he's going to get? I don't know. I'm not the expert, and I can understand how you could take that comment both ways. You can take it as Pastor Cal throwing shots. But you can also take it at Pastor Cal's like, you know what? I know your whole background. I know your whole questionnaire that you filled out. I know everything about you because they get deep into your life, and she kind of completes where you're at. And I don't think you're going to match up. There's going to be somebody. I think we did basically. He said, I think we did a great job, and you just screwed it up. That's how I took it. Like, I think we did a great job, and you screwed it up. But somebody was really hurtful by the comment. Like, how can he say that? He's downing people. I just want to hear your thoughts, Talisa. Your thought on the comment.
I think that he meant this is the best that you're going to find to somebody who's going to accept you for who you are right now in this space. Not necessarily like he can't, find someone that matches his wants his nurturing and his etc. But I feel like though she was a little lackluster in the emotion department. I feel like she listened to him though. When he said, I needed you to go with me on work trips. I need you to support me. She has to figure out what that looks like for her. And for somebody to actually listen, I think that's where you falter because you ain't been doing well. None of y'all been doing well by yourself, including her. Okay, let's just keep it a band. Nobody's been doing well by themselves. And so when you look at the grand scheme of it all, he was not able to see what she actually offered for him or to him. And so that I think maybe what he meant. I hope that's what he meant because he can't see it. He's not looking at it from a 30-foot view, like, oh, all of these things, like, and these are things that can be worked on because 8 weeks, I didn't know you 8 weeks before. And even when we're dating in real relationships, one of the people that I date now, I'm always like, I ain't gonna even lie. Every now and again, today I like you, tomorrow I don't. Like, and the fact of the matter is because I'm learning or seeing something different. And then when I take a step back, I'm all like, oh, I'm looking at something. Like, and I've been dating one of these people for quite some time now. And so the fact of the matter is 8 weeks isn't enough for him to be able to make a clear, concise, not observation, but the word I'm looking for is one of them words. Assessment of what she is going to bring as far as support, because people do change constantly they listen. Like I believe that I really think that she was listening to him. I feel like that's one thing that he didn't see, because not everybody is gonna listen to you. Not everybody is gonna be like, oh, okay, because I don't want to go with you to work. If you're not saying you get an award, if you're not saying I don't know which way this is gonna go, if I'm gonna get if they're gonna grant me my doctorate or not, I don't know how my dissertation is gonna go, then I don't want to go sit up in the hotel room. You can't be mad at her for that.
Right. And you know what people don't understand real quick, the weekend that he's talked about was it was a football game weekend, like a homecoming. He was doing some recruiting and stuff like that over the weekend down in Memphis, Tennessee. So I think that was the biggest issue. He like, oh, it's a party. She didn't want to do that. She wanted to work. But I'll let you.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like I felt the same way as you, Talisa. When Pastor Kyle said that, he was saying, okay, for one, if you could pick, y'all's pickers is off. That's why you on here, first of all.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, I'm looking at it. Pastor Kyle and Dr. Pepper, they're on the outside looking in. They see these attributes, yours and hers, and they're seeing what's matching up, what would be compatible, what you need. And in 8 weeks, you haven't given her an opportunity to completely show up like she could have. So I didn't take it as shady at all. I think that's what he was saying is because if you going, I think what Pastor Cal was saying is if you going into it with the mindset that you already have, you haven't changed your way of thinking and picking and choosing, you're going to have the same problem you had before. And I took it that's what he was saying from that perspective, because Pastor Kyle he's not shady. He's pretty straightforward. So I don't think it was shady at all. I don't.
And then, you know, what thing I like to choose that they don't do, I like to see more off-camera stuff. Like
I thought they said we was going to see that.
I mean, more off-camera stuff in apartments and things like that, because the way Shaq said it earlier was
I thought you meant after the decision.
Shaq said she's one way on camera and one way off camera. When somebody makes that statement, I would like to see what it looks like in the apartment. We saw a little bit of that when Shaq comes home and doesn't hug her and do all that type of stuff and doesn't embrace her. But by that time, I think he was like totally done. You know, I think he was totally done. Even if he's totally done, sometimes it's nice to be nice. When you come to the door, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. It seems like she waited up for him. I think they crossed that too many times. Her wall went down and his wall went up, and they never met in the middle.
Right.
They never met with both of their walls down. And I think
he said that. Didn't he say that? Did he say that?
Mm-hmm. Yep, he did say that. He said, and so that's what I think they messed up at. Do I think they look good together? Yes. Do I think they could have worked? Yes. Do I think that on paper things should have been right? Yeah, but I think, again, like some of you said, emotionally, she may not have been very there. Her walls was too high up that when he broke them down, then she became more vocal. She could remind me of Katina from the Boston season. You know how she was so reserved, but Elijah one, like, y'all don't see what I see. Like and that's what it seemed like to me. Kirsten was that on TV. I ain't gonna flip on you guys on this TV. I can be hood and I can be where I need to be. But you know what? I ain't gonna flip on you. I'm gonna keep it down. But when this camera go off, I'm gonna let you know how I really feel.
D Brown said it too. You right. I think they both was different on and off camera.
Yeah. I do too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we saw a glimpse of that with Shaq.
When she with Shaq, for sure.
When she eat that salad, like, close your mouth. Don't you be eating like that.
He was very nitpicky. He was very nitpicky. Aesthetically, she was probably what he would like, but he also feels like he wanted somebody that, for lack of a better word, more submissive, because submission doesn't look like I do what you tell me to do. Submission is
right.
a whole different thing for both parties involved. So I don't want to even get into that whole conversation.
I want to have not now, but on another, so we can have the submission conversation, because I like that conversation with people. I do, because I think it's different strokes for different folks, because again, it becomes a different dynamic, and as you mentioned, submission looks different for everybody.
It is giving me my daughter's favorite character to hate is Blair Underwood in the Tyler Perry movie. She can't stand Blair Underwood, because remember he was like that with her. Fix this up. You don't look, all like that. It not that extreme, but I was like, for real, dude, let the lady eat. You critiquing how she eat. Wipe your mouth.
Don't talk with
your
your mouth.
down. Don't talk with your mouth full. Are you her daddy?
But look, he changed some things.
You could at least laugh about it. Like he ain't laugh at all. I laugh at Glenn when he eats.
I smack sometimes. Depending on
I got eating issue. I got people that's a mouth breathers. I can't stand it. And I do have an issue with people who chew and they open with their mouth open. But I'm not finna be all on camera. I'm not finna.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And you wait a little while. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know her. It was only what, like 4 weeks or something. You don't even know her. Calm down, sir, and maybe have a different approach. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I don't like that.
Look, just stare at her. He ain't got to say nothing. She'll catch the hand, close your mouth.
Yeah, he was out, man. Yeah, Deborah, he was out. But again, wish them both well. Mm-hmm. Let's move on to the other couple, Jasmine and Arris. Jasmine's aunt stole the show. I like her. Mm-hmm. That was my lady on the show because she kept it real. She like, hold up, this is not who we get. So he playing games, huh? So he wants to play games, huh? So he wants to see Duchess, and you gonna let him come see Duchess? Oh heck no! Like, what are you gonna do? He ain't show up now. He ain't like dogs, and legitimately he didn't like dogs in the beginning. But
in the beginning he didn't. She got 9 dogs.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So your thoughts on Jasmine and Arris, and I think they both made a great decision. So by the way,
I think that was the best decision that they both could have made. Granted, the last 2 episodes of the season, Arris did seem like he was coming around and was actually seeing her for who she was and was valuing her. But the fact of the matter is he wanted a household. Okay. Let's just call it what it is. He a house whore, for you guys who need me to say it that way. He wanted his wife, especially when he left out because I wasn't here last week, so y'all gonna get a little bit of my opinion. Mm-hmm. Just so y'all know, especially when he walked out and he said, I was expecting that my wife would have had her leg up, push it back, whatever he was saying, but it was all sexual innuendos. His idea of a wife was a house whore. It was not someone that he was collaborating with, had a commitment with, was cooperative with. It was not someone he was communicating with, someone he could grow with. The growing would have been all sexual prowess. That's how I felt about him. And I really feel like they made really great decisions, but we knew that that's who he was from what position do you like? He was turned off from her. And so this episode, that brings me to this episode when the cute friends, the roommate's girlfriend Raven come in and he asked her, she asked him, well, what kind you like? He said, tall, short, fat, thin, light, dark. I'm sorry, that can't possibly be true. You should have said, I want a freak. That is a qualification because though Jasmine, her teeth wasn't that great, her feet looked a little like claws a little bit. She was beautiful. She kept herself together. I don't look that good in my workout clothes. I ain't gonna even lie. I try not to look sloppy, but I be looking sloppy in my workout clothes. She looked together, girl. Listen, I be tired and I be looking a hot mess. I don't be matching. Socks be mismatched. Listen, if my shoes went out, they might be out different shoes too. But she looked always well put together, carried herself well. And maybe that does come from being a beauty pageant queen, but I don't think that that's a bad attribute to have. Furthermore, I'm gonna just say one more thing about this last episode, the previous one, when he was like, I don't think you love yourself. I was really proud of her. Yes. And baby, that voice should have came out a long time ago. He should have insulted you in that manner a long time ago because he was tiptoeing around his insults. And that one was a big one for me. I want somebody who, with 2 people come together that love themselves and then they can grow together. And she was like, so you saying I don't love myself? The way that she articulated herself in a way that was very kind, but very assertive. I wish that would have shown up sooner. He should have insulted her earlier like that. And then he probably would have gotten part of actually what he liked, right? Mm-hmm. He wanted somebody to check him. if y'all remember that whole BDSM slap me in my face, he wanted the kinkster. He wanted not the fetish, but the kinkiness of everything. And that's what he was looking for in a marriage. Like, I done came right back to that. And then that friend Raven talking about my friends is gonna be happy that you. What friends like him? And what kind of friends you got?
And I was like, dude, just been divorced like 2 days. Like, it's not even like he just said no to his wife 2 days ago, according to the timeline they put on it. Like 2 or 3 days, and you're trying to hook him up already. Eric's like, I'm ready back for the streets.
Right, he's already ready for the streets. Like, what?
Already. And like you said to Lisa, I was like, here go the real Arris. Here he comes again. Again, somebody who's never been in love before. It tells me you weren't trying to get married to be in love. His first thing was, I wanted to see how married sex was. Mm-hmm. Not loving somebody unconditionally, not being there for somebody. I wanted to know, like, I thought married sex would be. I thought marriage would be, the sex would be blah, blah, blah. Sir, you are almost 40 years old. He gonna be that nasty old man in the club trying to holler at the 20-year-olds.
He gonna be the nasty one at the liquor store. You know, when you go run in real quick and you go get you a soda pop or whatever, and he be like, they be looking at you. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel. Like, that's who he gonna be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was like, sir, that's not what marriage is. Like you said, it's about a partnership. He don't say nothing about that. A partnership. It's about us growing together. It's about a legacy. It's about a heritage. And a heritage. None of that. You talking about push my leg back, bend me over, flip me, smack me, flip me, let me rub you down.
And even if she was all that, he probably wouldn't have stayed with her, because if you listen to the cousin, if you listen to everybody else, he has always been a runner. Like, the first thing that happens.
I like that Jasmine pointed that out.
Jasmine said it too. Like, you always been a runner. So even if she would have gave all that to him, to flip me up, to smack me in the face, to run me down in handcuffs, the first sign that he didn't get what he wanted, he probably left anyway. Yeah, that's why you on Married at First Sight, because you're running.
Yeah,
and you can't conform. Because let's be honest, you'd have had the big booty girl before. You'd have had the hood chick before. You'd have had the girl who smack it up, flip it, rub it down, and none of that helped you to stay. Yeah. None of that made you stay. So when you get someone who's different, you're looking back for what you're used to.
Yeah.
And they're not realizing this different is going to make me different, and make my again legacy different, or whatever case may be. He likes what he came out of, and none of that was married material, because you would have married that before, or at least you would have been in love with that type of girl before, and you wasn't even in love with one of those girls.
Absolutely. And I also want to say that I feel like all Arris's people up until now have been like enablers. You know what I mean? They have not been sharing with him the truth about who he is. I'm glad that he did say that he is going to be intentional. I really hope that he does, that he's going to be intentional moving forward, that he realizes that he does want to be married, that this is something that he does want. So hopefully, when he goes back into therapy, he can actually talk about his commitment issues, like, because that's a huge deal for him. Mm-hmm. And yeah, Jasmine, I'm glad she found her voice, that she's finding her voice. I saw in the comments the ladies were saying that he had already shared with him that he was going to share with her that he was going to say no, and that's why she said no. I would hope not. I would hope that she would have said no, because he treated her like basura. Okay, caliente, basura caliente, hot garbage. Yeah. That she would have said no. That he didn't value her or see her for who she was. My prayer is that she would not have been naive enough if he did not say that. She wanted the sex too. Okay. She wanted to bust it open. Okay. Expect me. choke me, pull my hair. That she wanted that too.
She did. She said that though. She said that early on.
And the moment he said that he wasn't attracted to her was the moment that she said, okay, well, let me pull up and let me just, see if the attraction can grow and get these couple dollars while I'm on here. I'm hoping that she now sees who she is.
Yeah. I think she does. And I think she did it for herself. And I think she did it for the young ladies that she talked to. Because they see her on TV like, oh, Miss Jasmine, my mama watched that show and she said you ain't had no self-esteem. I'm just saying, you know how little kids are, so you can. So it's like she did it for a whole bunch of reasons, but she did it for herself. So I think they made a great decision. More power to them. Hope it works out for her and him. I think it'll work out for her before him. I think she'll find somebody before. Some people said Shaq and Jasmine would have made a good couple. I don't think so.
I don't think so. They wouldn't have made it. Okay, shut up. Go to J-Dub's cabin.
Yeah. I don't think they wouldn't have made. Yeah, they wouldn't have made it. I don't think they would have made it either. I think they might have been further along. And I think she would have catered to the need that Shaq wanted, but I think they still would have been an issue.
Yeah,
with them, she might have because she did. She even catered. She catered to Arris early on. Well, now, of course, like most
feed me grapes in the bathtub.
But of course, like most women, when you make them mad, that catering stopped along the way.
It ceased.
That junk stopped quick. But and when you look at it early, look at the earlier parts of the show. Y'all go back. It's 21 episodes right now. There's a whole bunch of them. You can go back and research. She was catering to Arris's needs, but as it got further along, she was like, you know what? Take care of yourself.
Yeah, and for him to be like, it started feeling like a home. It would smell good. It was nice to be greeted. It was all these things. I just had to breathe deeply on all of whatever.
Yeah.
We knew y'all wasn't gonna work out.
Nah, we knew we knew that. We knew it wasn't gonna work out.
But that further proves that he doesn't know what a marriage really is.
Right.
Those things make up a marriage. A man would rather dwell on a rooftop than be with a nagging wife, so that she has peace in the home, that it's organized, that she's got care and concern. She took care of him when he was sick. She do all of that. He don't know. And I hope right. I hope he does recalibrate after this, and but I don't know. And when you said he's got a bunch of enablers, I thought about it. Like here's the enabler, the friend. When he asked the friend's girlfriend, his friend should be like, hold on, bro, get yourself together, take some time, and get to know yourself some more. Regroup.
You just came out
my girlfriend, she got friends, but we're not getting ready to do that right now because you're not in a place where she can try to hook you up with nobody. I wouldn't even do that to her friends.
So you just came out of marriage, dude. Matter of fact, your divorce paper's not even signed.
It's not even signed. It's not even signed. And actually, they can get an annulment since they didn't consummate. Like, right. I don't know. Hopefully he really has a therapist. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he really has a therapist and he goes and he sits with his therapist. Hopefully he is really very introspective and takes a moment and sits down and reviews the way he treated her and the things that he needs to do. Hopefully he self-actualizes. Mm-hmm. But I know we asking for a lot. I was never a fan of Arris's.
Me either.
I was at the beginning. But I ain't saying I was at the beginning. He had me fooled for a minute, and then I was like, you know what, dude, ain't nope.
Nah. You had high hopes.
I had high hopes. I wanted to succeed. But it didn't work out. Another person I wanted to succeed was Clint and Gina. I wanted Clint to succeed.
Okay.
He been saying that though. He said that. No, or was that Tommy? That was Tommy.
I wanted Clint to, I thought they had potential, but then after a couple episodes, I was like, you know what? They're gonna be best friends for the rest of their life. And that's what they are. I still think she should have took the $10,000 for Hank though.
Most definitely.
I think she should have took the 10 for Hank. I would have took the 10 and we got me a new dog. But anyway.
I mean, she could have took the 10 and because he had Hank all the time anyway and just visited with Hank.
Right.
That's what I said.
But I mean, that's like their kids. So we do not want the pet people to attack us about their dogs. So let me just sit back.
Yeah,
but you can see that he loved that dog. He loved Hank. You could tell that him and Hank had something special. Hank was excited about him. But you know that Hank was loyal to his Gina because you know they could both be in the same room. He'd start off with Gina and then go over to where Clint was. He was loyal to her. Like, this is my mama. She been with me forever. You here for a good time, not for a long time. That's right.
Right. You know, nothing much to talk about them and just what it was. But what is to talk about them was Nicole and her comment at the table. Even though she waited till Dominique left, and McKinley breaking all man code whatsoever. I thought
that was tacky.
Very tacky.
I think Nicole does not have the decorum that she thinks that she has because that was not the place or the time for somebody to be asking, do y'all want to date? Clint sitting right here. I don't care if me and Clint agreed that we are better off as friends. Technically, like y'all said, we are still married. This is still my wife over here. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, Mac don't look better than Clint. To me. He does not look better than Clint. Clint has a certain je ne sais quoi. I don't like them doves and everything. But he has a certain thing about him that says that he's attractive, that he's a free spirit, that he has, his life and looks like it's in order, like he's adventurous. Dear future babes, please be adventurous. Like, it's sometimes hard to find y'all. Y'all don't be wanting to go kayaking and sailing and all the things that I be wanting to do. So just be a little adventurous. And I just feel like, that was foul, Nicole. And her husband should have been like tapping her, like, man.
Boy, you was in my head. That was my point. I would be like, that was Jackie out of grab right here, like, hold up, grab on the thigh, like, hey, shh.
What was that cold word? Remember, pineapples. And she probably would have got offended or whatever, but who cares? Because Nicole, that was tacky. It
was, but you know what? The other thing is, Nicole started it, but they could have very well ended it.
Absolutely.
McKinley could have been like, you know what? I don't even want to talk about that right now. I don't think that's appropriate, or no. I plead the fifth. I choose not to answer that question. Yeah. Let's enjoy dinner without the speculation. Right. So she was very tacky, and McKinley was tacky too.
But it seemed like something everybody knew. Like, he'd been doing it while they was married. Maybe because he knew they were just friends. He was like, you know what? I know they just friends. They're gonna be over in 8 weeks, so I'm gonna shoot my shot. And he shot a shot. But if you go back to the honeymoon again, 21 episodes, go back. He was like, "Oh, Gina is pretty." He been like knocking on Gina since day one. He been looking at this man's. This is when Clint and Gina was good. He was like, "Yo, she's pretty." Basically, he's like, "Yo, why y'all ain't hook me up with her? Why did y'all give me her Dominique?" Because, sir, and this is why I had to go back to, because you didn't fill out the application correctly. You put anything on the application. You were like, you know what? This is what I'm looking for. So they gave you a multiracial girl.
Yeah, because he said I wasn't very specific.
You wasn't very, very specific, and she wasn't either. Her mama filled out her application talking about Dominique. So again, y'all got what you got. You should have said I want a Caucasian woman who's a business owner, who's an entrepreneur like me, and
who look like Jessica Rabbit.
Look, just some people in my house say a Muppet.
Don't do that.
Well, I mean, her face maybe a little bit in her face because she's got all them fillers and whatnot. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a smidge.
And I still don't think they'll work out though. If they even hook up, but Gina's willing. She's willing to go out with them though.
I can't wait to see next episode. Just because she said, "I found you when I saw you. I found you attractive," and I thought, where?
Right.
Where? Because I don't. But then again, we don't like doves, so we don't see the same thing that they see. Every now and again, I see one and I go, okay. But other than that,
because like Travis Kelce.
And I also feel like Gina was uncomfortable. If you look, when that conversation came up, she didn't know how to handle that. And again, like you said, Jackie, he should have said, we can talk about it another time. Now is not the time. He was supposed to take the lead on that. And for me, that would have looked like a red flag. Like, sir, you didn't even know how to shut her down or tell her husband, hey, get your girl. Like, get your girl. I don't know.
But on that note, too, Chris is still not at the point where he could shut her down.
No.
He could have very, kindly just, like you said, pineapple, put his hand on her thigh.
But I go with Rasta.
He's still not comfortable.
Nicole may have some inside information. She might know they hooking up already.
I think everybody knows, because Arris breathed a sigh of relief, like, whew, I ain't the only one to know. Oh, yep, let the cat out the bag. Let it. That's who I'm so glad. He was relieved. He was like, I didn't bring it up. Good.
Yeah, he like, I ain't bring it up. I'm gonna let Ed. Look, I ain't bring it up, but I knew about it. I knew about it. So again, I think it wasn't a secret among the group.
Not TalisaRae could get it.
Yeah, I saw. I'm gonna.
I didn't even see that while you asked me who. Let me see.
Somebody just. Saw
let me see what you look like. I take Bay applications all day long.
Yeah, hey, somebody say you can get it. You cute. They want to see your IG. If they your hookup, I'm just saying.
Yeah, listen. If you be disrespectful, I'm just gonna block you or something. Don't say nothing crazy.
Hey, you might want to come right. You may want to come correct. She got some brothers over here. You gotta make sure you come correct. Other brothers don't play.
Wait a minute.
I thank you for the compliment. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it.
Sisters too. She got some sisters don't play.
I'm 23. Okay, baby. Listen, my son would die. He is 27. My son is 27. That is sweet. My son is 27. God be your mother twice removed. I love it.
Twice removed.
Oh man.
I love it. He ain't got nothing, he got courage.
Yeah, I love it. I love the confidence. Okay.
Probably shoot that shot.
Don't worry.
Oh man, but Nicole she did too much. It was awkward. It was awkward for me watching. I'm like, and for Clint, I know they did different scenes and all that stuff. It was still, even though he has no general he didn't feel for Gina, I'm sure it still was awkward for you to ask that question and for him to sit there and like, dang. Because me and Mac would have had some words like, dog, you can have her, but can you at least wait again for the paperwork?
Now you can have her though. He ain't got nothing to give. I mean, you can try. You can shoot your shot, bro. You can shoot your shot, cause
Mac said he putting roots down in Nashville now. He trying to buy a house. He's trying to buy a house.
Yeah, I saw that, and he said that he been dating and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. He looked dusty to me.
Okay. Yeah.
He looked dusty to me. Like, and I know that he's an entrepreneur. They say he got the weed distribution business and that is doing well. But he looked dusty to me. Like he doesn't. And I don't know enough about him because they weren't there for 8 weeks. So I'm gonna go on my first impression. He looked dusty and homeless. Okay. Like he'd been living out of his car for a year and stopping at the YMCA to take showers. His hair looked greasy to me, and he needs a good skin regimen.
Yes.
I'm just saying, like,
I got dusty too.
Yeah.
He looked dusty. Except for the wedding day, like that immediately after. I was like, here come the real.
Hey, you know what? He's like, I got this
right.
I got this weed farm. I'm making enough money on my weed farm. Y'all just leave me alone. I'm gonna get
dusty and musty.
He still get up at noon. And being an old man, but nah.
Mac ain't buying no house for the day.
Hey, you make a lot of money on the weed farm, so that's what his business was. He was making a lot of money out there. So
I'm not impressed.
I'm not impressed. I mean, I'm just saying he had money to whatever.
I know,
but he was living in Mac. We all know. We talked about it in early episodes. Mac was out there in Nashville just to be on the show.
Yeah.
He was on there just to be on the show because if you don't know, he tried out in San Diego, excuse me. Tried out in San Diego, didn't get it, and they told him to come to Nashville and see what happened. And he came to Nashville and realized he hooked up on the show. Got with Dominique. It didn't work out. There we go.
And Dominique ain't had no growth. She ain't had no growth.
Nah.
She ain't had no growth. None.
Next week will be interesting though, because she said she can hook up with Gil, and I'm waiting for the episode when she actually kissed Clint.
I hope it was a truth or dare, because that's a mismatch.
Well, she like older men. She like older established men.
Listen. Clint is also.
Clint might just be trying to get some draws.
Yeah, that Clint is GTD in it. Okay, where is Tommy? Because
Clint turned 41 during the show. I'm gonna need you to mature up in the relationship area too, sir.
Clint's gonna tell y'all I ain't had none in 8 weeks, and guess what? I need to go get some. Because remember, Clint's the same one who had some right before he got
before the show.
Right before the show. So
Clint said he going into his little black book. It's some people that is waiting in line. Okay, let me go back. Let me go see, because I think that they're gonna be okay with being second best, because you was willing to go find somebody on Married at First Sight. I wasn't good enough before then, but now you want to come. I'd probably be like, I'm sorry, sir,
because he said I'm rethinking some people that I was dealing with before, so I'm gonna revisit. This makes me want to revisit. I would be like, like Talisa said, I'm not taking second fiddle.
I guarantee he got some new people in his DMs after this show.
I guarantee if I was in the Dubs, I might. Y'all know I ain't sliding in nobody DMs. But you know what I'm saying? Y'all know that ain't what I'm doing. I like to talk that shit, but I ain't sliding in nobody's
DMs. But mainly no dubs.
Mainly no dubs.
And definitely not DMing no dubs.
Absolutely not. Absolutely. And if you ever see that I have, you must say, did you do an ancestry DNA? He must have some African in his genealogy. Because wait a minute.
Oh shoot.
Oh man.
Also know your roots.
Yeah. Did we miss anything?
You got something way down the line. It's some color, there's some melanin.
There had to be something in there for me to come out. Hey.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
We miss anything? Anything else? We miss anything?
No, I don't think so. We talked about all of them, didn't we?
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, dog, I'm not even gonna comment on you right now. I see you in the chat, but I ain't gonna make no comments. I'm gonna keep it classy, so we good. But thank you. I appreciate you though. You want to hear women chat? That's fine. But not came to the wrong chat.
That's my baby brother now. Hold on.
No, we good. We good.
Listen, that's my baby brother. I'm protective of my folks.
No, we good. But anything else? Anything you guys want to clean up? Anything that we missed? Anything we want to talk about that we missed out? Everybody good? Talisa, want to promote anything? What you got? What they coming up?
I don't really have anything coming up, but I missed last Sunday, but I have been reviewing the new season of Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. It's the all black cast. They're about like 30 in their 30s. It's been really good. You know, they seem like, they might not have their life together, but a little bit together. They're a little messy. Come on, check me out. Come on, I think Sundays at 9 p.m. after Housewives of Atlanta on Bravo. So come on after that. Cool. Come on, check me out. Follow me on all my social medias. And I'm about to get back in this thing. My Summer House is the warm up. I'm getting y'all ready for what's to come. Now, what that look like, I'm not sure, but something is happening. Okay, so know that. I do still have a journal. Y'all always can go and purchase the journal. I do still have that. And then subscribe to all of us. Oh, I'm gonna have a new podcast coming up with one of my friends. I am going to bring my podcast back. I was just laying in the bed taking a nap earlier, and I was thinking about episodes. So season 2 will finally be out, but my whole train of thought. Oh, the new podcast is geared to raising adult children, raising adult children. So, I mean, you want blocking? You can block him, bro. You can block him.
Please take, bruh. Don't come. Take it. Don't come on our live trolling, bruh. Do not.
Yeah, you can block him.
Do not.
Yeah.
We don't do that trolling. We it's all fun and games until it's not. Okay. So you can go ahead.
Yeah.
You can go ahead with that. I don't care if you compliment it. This is my husband. This is my one flesh. And you can compliment me all you want to. If you're not respecting him, then you can go ahead with that. So appreciate it, but you can leave.
It's all good.
On Pentecost Sunday. I got the real Holy Ghost.
Listen, look, you see my face?
I got the real Holy Ghost.
Yo, trolls be trolls. I mean, I don't invest in things that I can't see or don't deal with. So
we got teenagers. I know all about trolling, but you can take that somewhere else.
But it's good.
Appreciate you.
We don't never see Miss Jackie. We don't never see Miss Jackie get mad. Look at her. She ready to fight.
I don't play about Glenn.
Listen, I love to see it.
And that's what I'm trying to take. I got the real Holy Ghost. Got some more today.
Look at her. She ready.
So respect.
Nah, you fine, man. It's all good. It's much
her little collar is hot. She got warmed up over there, Glenn. Listen, you got you a rider. She like, I don't play about my husband. She Candy. Don't talk about my husband. I don't play about my husband
at all.
I love it.
Love it.
Yeah.
At all.
So what we got coming up? We good? We good?
we trying to review the one. That's the Kirk Franklin, the Tammy Franklin matchmaking thing. We're trying to review the one.
Where's that at? What?
On TV1.
TV1.
They can come on Thursdays.
I don't have TV1, so I guess I'll be watching y'all because I barely got whatever we watching this.
Yeah.
So we try to review the one. I think you just wrapped up.
Put a ring on it.
Put a ring on it.
Put a ring on it.
And we're gonna try to get back to podcasting, some matrimony thoughts.
I'm trying to get her back to podcasting. So we try to get the podcast done there. So it's all good. So we try to do that. But hey, check out August Love Story. Saw you in the chat. I think it might have been Artika. Hope you guys are feeling better. Make sure you check out them. Check out Chloe as well. And everybody else that does Married at First Sight. We got more episodes. I thought we would have a break in June, but Married at First Sight is running until June 28th. So hey, make sure you hit this. Go ahead.
Listen, look, you see my face?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, Kingston got basketball, y'all. If I'm not here, Kingston got basketball. So
understood,
man. Understood. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. Check us out. Enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day weekend and be safe. Be safe. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace. Love each and every one of you. Peace.